question is, are your team members following you because of authority or because of your power? So if you're a leader, know the people you work with. Authority and power are not the same. I hope you know that. Companies are now employee-centric as much as they are customer-centric in order to maintain the connection with the real outside world. The three imperatives of leadership. I'll just mention them. When I come next time, we shall go into detail of this. If we're going to become a good leader, effective leader, you cannot do that without the three imperatives of effective leadership. Who are they? What are they? Number one, self-management. Number two, network management. And number three, team management. If you're a leader and you lack these competencies, I challenge you, make time and train yourself in these areas. I'm going to give you just brief introduction to them, and then we shall take them one by one when I come next time. Number one, self-management. For you to become an effective leader, it starts with yourself. You don't even have a personal vision. You say you want to lead a department. Where are you leading them to? So for your effectiveness as a leader, it starts with you as a person. Self-management, self-leadership affects the way you lead other people. What does it mean? How you think about yourself. For many of us, the small challenge, we throw in the towel. How can you be a leader who easily get discouraged? What would your followers do when there's a challenge? If the leader is crying, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What would your followers do? They run away. So how you think about yourself as a leader comes under the concept called self-management. It's important. How you relate with others as a leader is key. You're a leader, nobody can talk to you. Nobody can talk to you. Nobody can even, some of you, you don't even allow your subordinate. Please don't use the word subordinate. I'm just using that for practical science. Okay? You don't even, your juniors cannot even call you on the phone. Who is this? Have you ever seen an animal calling somebody before? Who is this? When your juniors see you coming, they run. They tell you, hey, he's coming, he's coming. Everybody is trying to find a place to hide. No. A leader must have relational skills. It's part of your leadership competence. Okay? Then number two, network management. Let me run through this because I want to zero in some things for you. Now, this relates with how you appreciate the needs to work effectively with other people in their business. And that's part of the team, the things that we are talking about. Then team, the three critical networks that you need to build. I'll just run through this because that's not my focus. We shall go into this in detail. Operational network. Those involved in your team, you need to build strategic network, and you also need to build developmental network. The people around you are key, ladies and gentlemen. The people around you are key. Most of you, your friends are people who were in your old school days. Some of you want only friends who don't know anything so that you are always the champion. No, associate yourself with people who can challenge your thought. And that drives you forward, Then the next one is what I call the team management. Every leader must learn that team management is about building a high-performance teams that's more than the sum of the individuals involved. That is a skill you need as a... Now, it is for these two reasons, that is why teams have become so important in our time. So, let's ask the question, and I think I've made this statement before. No company can go anywhere if all the thinking is left to management. So what must we do? We must encourage everybody to contribute their minds. Everybody must contribute their minds. Look at what I put on the board. Companies are now employee-centric as much as they are customer-centric in order to maintain the connection with the real outside world. So if you're a leader, know the people you work with. And I'm going to show you how you shall know them. There are 6 levels, 6 steps you go through to know them. I'll show you. Some of you sit in your office, you don't even know what your staff are going through. If I ask you what is the date of birth of your secretary, you may not even know. Because as far as you are concerned, your secretary is just an employee. No, he's a human being. There is a difference between being a title. Listen, authority and power are not the same. I hope you know that. You see our officers here who are policemen, right? Can you fight them when they are in the uniform? Can you fight a policeman when he's in the uniform? Can you fight them when they're in the uniform with a crown? You can't. But if he's not in the uniform and he steps on your foot, can't you slap him? You can't. Especially if you look at the macho, you are linky. Why? When he put on the uniform, he has power, but he may not have authority. The crown gives him power. Now, for you, the civilian, to obey him, you may obey him because of the crown. In fact, when he stops you on the road, you will stop. Not because you are afraid of him, but because of the crown. But when he's not in the uniform and he says stop, you will only stop when you respect him. Without the uniform, that is authority. Are we together? So, the question is, are your team members following you because of authority or because of your power? You have power to dismiss them. You have power to transfer them to the village. You have power to even reduce their salary. In fact, some of you have power to even say that don't come to work because I've already sacked you. That is power. But the only way you can have influence on them is when they respect your authority. That is based on the way you relate with them. So, for us to be able to become relevant, we need to be employee-centric. Focus on the employees, the team members, know them well, and they will die for you. I've said it before, a leader achieves much through the cooperation of other people. If you're a leader and you're always getting results by yourself, you are not a leader. You are not a leader. In every shifting environment, ladies and gentlemen, strength and growth in knowledge come from adaptability. Write this statement down. How adaptable are you? How adaptable are you? When the circumstances change and you don't change, the circumstances will make you irrelevant. And that's a fact. How can you say today, I don't know computer? The circumstances will make you irrelevant. And it's as simple as that. All right. So, let's move on. What must we do? We must be aggressively open-minded and ready to challenge our existing beliefs in response to new information or ideas. If we don't, we're not going to go far. Going back to the personality issue, the clock tells you the season has changed. So what must we do? Great ideas come from enthusiastic, earnest, independent-minded people. So we must always surround ourselves with people who can challenge our beliefs. Don't always surround yourself with people that you are better off than.